In this prayer station, I'm honored to guide you with a few journaling prompts, 8 to be exact, that follow the 5 candles in memory and in honor of our loved ones. Sadness, courage, memory, hope, and love. If you need a moment to get a pen and some paper, you're welcome to do so. You can always pause this video anytime you need to and collect your thoughts or keep writing. Now, you won't offend me if you'd rather not answer one of these questions. You can always skip it. This spiritual practice is yours, whether you're journaling for the first time today or you have boxes of old journals stored away. These questions are designed to move your thoughts down to the paper. You can write lists, you can use stream of consciousness to write, you could draw pictures, or you could doodle. Take as long as you want, and there's no test, and of course agreement is only optional. Let's begin our time together with a few deep breaths to mark our time. I invite you to close your eyes and breathe in deeply. And exhale. Now we'll do that again, but at the top of your breath in, breathe in just a little more. And exhale. It's perfectly natural if you yawn as you breathe out. We don't often take such deep breaths. Okay, for our last inhale, let's breathe in, and then a little more, and then just a little more, and hold it. And hold. Now exhale. If you need to catch your breath, go ahead. All right, our first journal prompt addresses sadness. What's something that no matter how many times you think about it, it can still bring tears of sadness to your eyes? Now, if you're writing these prompts down, you might write, what still makes me cry sad tears? What still makes me cry sad tears? What's something that no matter how many times you think about it, it can still bring tears of sadness to your eyes? Or, what still makes me cry sad tears? Our next prompt turns us toward courage. In Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, J.K. Rowling writes, "It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends." What comes to mind when you hear that quote? All right, I'll say it again. It takes a great deal of bravery to stand up to our enemies, but just as much to stand up to our friends. What does courage cost you? What has courage cost you? What has courage cost me? Memory is our next journaling prompt. The Uses of Sorrow is a poem by the late Mary Oliver, which reads, "In my sleep, I dreamed this poem. Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this too was a gift." Who has given you a box full of darkness? As you reflect and write, ask yourself, who has given me a box full of darkness? When you've identified who, let's turn our attention to what. What's contained in that box full of darkness? Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this, too, was a gift. What is in my box full of darkness? What question do you have for Mary Oliver about her poem? What question do you have for Mary Oliver about that poem? Our next prompt moves our hand with hope. What have you seen recently that gave you hope? Ask yourself, what have I seen recently that gave me hope? H-O-P-E. Hope. Our final prompt confronts us with love. American novelist Stephen Chbosky writes, "We accept the love we think we deserve." So what makes you feel loved? What makes you feel loved? We accept the love we think we deserve. What love do you deserve? What love do you deserve? Thank you for writing with me. You know, humans are a narrative species. The world we know is made of atoms and stories. About 20 years ago, the nuclear-powered submarine named Kursk mysteriously sank on August 12, 2000. It killed all 118 souls on board. When Lieutenant Captain Dmitry Kolesnikov realized he was not going to survive, he wrote a careful account of what happened aboard the submarine that day. It was for the benefit of the Navy officials and the investigators, but also for his newly wedded wife, Olga. After a power failure inside the sub, the 23 personnel with him were left to face death in the dark. His letter was barely legible, and it was water-soaked. They found it in one of his uniform pockets after his body was recovered. Among Kolesnikov's final written words, he wrote, "I'm writing blindly. I'm writing blindly." Aren't we all?